Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I am going to attempt to conquer the world on Age of Civilisations with my home country, the United Kingdom. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So as you can see, here we are. Here we are, the United Kingdom. So we've got some technology points, so I'm going to put a lot into research, and I'm just going to shove the rest in military upkeep, and that should do us. I'm going to put taxes right up, and I'm going to put research to 10% as well, just to sort of even things out. Yeah, so I think I'm going to invade the Isle of Man first. I think that's the first nation that we're going to invade and take over. So I'm going to first invest in provinces, and I'll get right into invading them. Right, so we have 3,500 troops in Liverpool, and also there's a disease in Estonia, and it's dysentery, so it might just make it to us. But that's not the problem. We're about to invade the Isle of Man, and make our first steps to world domination. So move them out into the Irish Sea. And wait for it to load onto the next turn. Right, here we are. Let's move the troops and declare war. We are officially at war with the Isle of Man. This should be a good warm-up for the troops. Now we wait for the next turn. Brilliant start for my empire. Yes, now that annoying little island, which somehow isn't ours at base game, will now be ours. And let's just peace out on it, and bang. I'm just going to move these troops to Belfast, Northern Ireland, and I think I'm going to prepare to invade Ireland next. Right, here we have about 6,000 troops on the Irish border, and here we're going to declare war and move in the troops. So we're going to move them into the north. Hopefully we'll be able to take the whole country in one go, but if the Irish defend well, it might take 2 or more wars to finish them off entirely. But I'm pretty confident we can do it in one shot. Okay, decent start. They have got a few troops, but we'll probably be able to wear them out at the start. They'll probably spend a lot of money at the beginning and bankrupt themselves. That's usually what happens. And then, if you can survive that first wave, and we have a lot of money, about 26,000 that we can splash on troops. So, we should be good to destroy them. Okay, 6,000, that's a lot. That's a lot of soldiers. That's a lot. I'm not sure if we have the military might to fight that. That's a lot of troops. Right. We're gonna train, move some more and train a few, because we do not have the military might right now to fight that. Right. Irish troops are moving in. Right, so that is what we have. We've lost a bit, but it's nothing to worry about. It's nothing we can't take back. Take back for the good of the empire. And if you look at that thing, we're still winning in this war. Technically, we've made gains. Right, we'll move them into there, and that looks good. 330. I think we've bankrupted them. So unless they pull a bunch of stuff out of nowhere, then I'm pretty confident that we can come back. Mind you, we only have one province that we can train troops on in Northern Ireland. So that is a worry, because if we lose that, then we may well lose the entirety of the island, and that would not be very good. And also, we've kind of ran out of money, which is a bit of a worry. We've not got financial reserves. I think I'm gonna peace out. I'm gonna take what I have, because it's not that we can't win. We could probably push and beat them, but we don't really have the money. If something was to go wrong, we don't have the money, so we're gonna save up and finish them off next time. So we'll just send the demands. So we'll probably take most of that. I'd be surprised if they turned us down, because we are on the offensive. It's not like not like they're on the offensive. Typically, if your enemy's on the offensive, they'll refuse a peace treaty, because they think they can get a better deal if they wait a few times. There we go. Irish surrender. And the first 2 steps, baby steps, but steps, to rebuilding the British Empire are here. Of course, we're going to go one step further. We're going to control the world. Now, there's nothing actually happening here, but I have to say, Germany and Russia are at war. That's all I have to say. Take of that what you will. This is the next little nation to fall to the might of the British Empire. So 1,000 troops should do. Just shy of 2,000 is what we've got. Should be pretty easy. Be very surprised if that's repelled. They simply don't have the finances or the population to fight a war with us. That should be enough. And as I said, I'd be very surprised if it's not. And they have got a lot, actually. Oh, that is poor. That's a poor show on our army's behalf. Because to go in with 1,900, outnumber them by about 500 and only come out with 35 on the other end, that is pretty poor. But we've got the island anyway, and that's another step towards controlling the world. I am feeling pretty confident, and here we're going in for a second attempt at taking out Ireland. This time we are going to do it, because Ireland are pretty weak. I mean, we took about 20,000 off their economy when we invaded them last time, and so they probably don't have the finances to fight us anymore. Not to mention, I have about 8,000 troops on the Irish border this time, rather than 6,000. Mind you, that is a pretty steep Irish force. And here comes the big British wave. Right, that's what we have. Right. We've moved all our troops, pretty much. And we have control of their capital. Now, that really doesn't mean much in this game. You know, in real life, typically, if you take someone's capital, that's it, game over. You know, you have control of their government, so, you know, game over for them. But in this game, holding the capital means nothing, but usually you've taken quite a swab off their economy, and they're a bit poorer now. Also, we are at war with France. France has just pretty much declared war on us, just as we declared war on Ireland, so that's pretty good. I'm confident they won't fight us though. You know, thankfully, I chose Britain because 1, it's my home nation, and 2, starting on a powerful island is pretty easy compared to starting as a landlocked or other land nation. So, 2 things. We've got control of Ireland, which we did that second time, but at long last we've got a peace treaty with France because that war had taken 26,000 casualties from both sides. Iceland is our next target here. We have 3,000 troops moving across onto the island, and I'll train a few more as backup just in case that preliminary squad doesn't work. So they've met stiff Icelandic resistance, which we have easily overcome. Right, solid. And as we wait for the next turn, well, I guess we still have control of half the island. Just move up. We'll move up into the north and then capture Reykjavik. Right, we've taken that back, thankfully, by moving in that extra force. And I'm just going to skip ahead and show you guys what the end result was. So, here is the end result. We have taken control of the whole island, and we're going to peace out on that, and of course take the whole thing, because we fought well and deserve it. Our next victim is the Channel Islands and Guernsey. We need to take them back into the Empire. Of course, in real life, the Channel Islands are actually British territories. But for some reason, this game, like the Isle of Man and Gibraltar and a few other islands, like the Falkland Islands, they all start as independent nations. But it would be handy to have control of St. Helier. Right, so it's quite an ambitious plan, but here we have 9,000 troops, and we are going to invade Norway. I'm not expecting to take the whole island, I mean the whole country, but I do want at least, you know, Bergen and a bit of the Norwegian coast, because that would be quite nice. Let me just turn the volume up here. Right, so we've taken a few casualties just to land on the island. But hopefully we have an established presence now. And hopefully we don't meet too much resistance and we'll be able to take maybe even as much as the whole south. I'm just going to reinforce the lines with that much. Troops from the Shetland Islands. Right. I'm feeling confident now, seeing that the lack of troops there, the lack of Norwegian troops, is making me feel confident. Okay, not as confident now. A lot of the force has been killed. And maybe we're definitely not taking Oslo. I think we were ill-prepared. We might just have to peace out a bit early. As long as we get one province, though, that'll be good. Because if we get even one province, it means that we can invade them a second time using that land border, which will make it much easier. Move them in, and move them into Kristiansand. That's a lot of Norwegians. We've not done much to them. All we've kind of done is give them a bloody nose. So we'll peace out on that. 6. So we can either take both of those two, or Kristiansand. Which province has the highest population? Kristiansand, 26,000, 12,000. Yeah, we'll be taking Kristiansand then, which is probably the more economically developed province as well. Yeah, so we'll just move them. To be fair, I would be surprised if they accept it. We'll probably just get kicked off the island by their military instead. Oh, they have accepted it. So we've got Christiansand. So I've moved a lot of the troops down here to fight Morocco, but in actual fact, I'm probably going to go for Gibraltar now. Well, I am going to go for Gibraltar now and reclaim them to the British Empire. Because actually, I know we can take them, and I'd be ashamed to spend 6,000 troops in Africa for nothing. That would be a shame to send 6,000 troops to die for no reason. So we'll send them in, and yeah, Gibraltar, they're not poor. For one province, they're fairly wealthy, but they won't be able to stand up. No, 4,000 extra as well. So it's been a little bit, and we've got a peace deal with Morocco. We've taken the southern two most provinces. So now we can make an advance into Western Africa, because the other nations there are quite poor, and they'll be easy to take out. And I've jumped forward a bit further, and we now have control of Western Sahara. So now we can probably move into Mauritius, which is very poor, and they'll be easy to take out, and then we can get into even further into West Africa. Welcome to the second attempt at taking out Norway. We've got 11,000 troops in Kristiansand ready to punch up the country. The aim is hopefully we'll be able to take the whole thing in one go, but I guess the main aim is to make sure that we take the economically rich south, particularly Oslo. As you can see, we have taken out Norway. The Norwegian campaign was successful, and we've still got a few extra thousand troops that we can send elsewhere. But that will be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. As you can see, we've taken quite a lot of a few bits of Europe, particularly the West, and we've got a foothold in Africa as well. So this will be a part 1. I'll probably make a part 2, and there'll likely have to be a part 3 and 4 as well. But everyone, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.